This film begins with a man in a real hurry. He goes to a store to buy some things and is also looking for a place called Devil's Denver. He shows a map to the store owner, asking for directions. The owner tells him where it is but warns him not to go there, saying, "Whoever goes to Devil's Den never comes back." Then the man's picture appears on TV. Turns out, he's a wanted criminal, and the police are hunting for him. The store owner is shocked when he sees this, but before he can react, the criminal shoots him and takes off, heading straight for Devil's Denver. Just like when you realize your pizza's burning and you sprint to the oven. He wasted no time running out of there. There was a scary rumor about Devil's Denver. People said a monster lived there, a terrifying creature that eats meat and kills anyone who dares to go there. But the criminal didn't care. As soon as he gets close to Devil's Den, his car's tire gets punctured. When he checks, he finds a thorn stuck in it. He takes the thorn out and keeps it with him, repairs the tire and drives on. A little farther down the road, he spots an empty house. Curious, he goes inside and checks it out. In one room, he finds a lot of paintings, a bed, and other stuff that makes it look like someone actually lives there. But who could live in such a dangerous place? He thinks about it for a second but decides to ignore it. He sits down, ready to take a break, when suddenly he hears footsteps. Alarmed, he stands up and notices someone on the other side of the wall. There's a hole in the wall, so he tries to peek through it, but before he knows it, someone's attacking him with an axe. The criminal pulls out his gun and shoots through the wall, but the axe keeps swinging. Whoever was there didn't die. Just like when you're swatting a fly and it just won't stay down, the axe kept coming. The criminal panics and starts running for his life. But as he's running, a nail gets lodged into his foot. It was a trap set for anyone passing through. In pain and unable to run far, the criminal realizes the person with the axe is still coming after him. Desperate, he hides behind a tree. But somehow, the killer climbs the tree and attacks him from above, sinking an axe into the criminal's head, killing him instantly. When the killer steps out into the open, the truth is revealed. It wasn't a man but a girl. She had her face covered because it was horribly disfigured. The girl drags the criminal's body back to her house and starts eating his flesh. Just like leftovers after a long day, she was ready for a meal. She then resets the nail trap, preparing for her next victim, ready to hunt and feast again. This girl, Mina, is actually the monster everyone talks about. The monster girl who eats people's flesh. After finishing with the criminal, she goes to his car and starts searching through it. But then, she notices a boy nearby. Mina at first thinks about eating him too. However, when she sees that the boy has no eyes, she changes her mind. The boy starts shouting for the criminal, but Mina doesn't tell him that she's already eaten him. Instead, she lies and says the criminal has left and will be back soon. Feeling sorry for the boy, Mina takes him with her and gives him some dry clothes since his were all wet. The next morning, a policeman arrives at Devil's Den, looking for the criminal. He spots the criminal's car and as he walks further, he finds the boy, whose name is Alex. Alex was the child that the criminal had kidnapped and tortured. In fact, the criminal had taken out Alex's eyes, causing him immense suffering. The officer asks Alex about the criminal's whereabouts. Since Alex didn't know the criminal was dead, thanks to Mina's lie, he tells the officer that the criminal is inside. The policeman heads inside, but as soon as he enters, Mina, the monster girl, attacks him. She bites out both his eyes and then tears into his throat with her sharp teeth, killing him. Just like a savage snack attack when you're way too hungry, she made quick work of him. But before the officer died, he had forgotten to inform his other police team about his location. Mina, now furious, runs toward Alex with the intent to kill him too. She then admits that the criminal is dead and that she was the one who killed him. However, Alex doesn't believe her. With an axe in her hand, Mina was ready to finish Alex, but then she hesitated because Alex was too scared. He pleads with her, saying he needs to make a phone call. He tells her that if he calls a certain number, people will come to rescue him, and his life will be saved. He explains that if the criminal is truly dead, his friends will come looking for him, and they will kill Alex. Alex convinces Mina that he is telling the truth, and eventually, she believes him. She begins to take him with her, but she warns him about the curse of Devil's Denver. She tells Alex that there's a monster there who eats people's faces. The monster's teeth are sharp enough to rip through any mask easily, and his own face is ruined too. Just like when someone takes off a scary Halloween mask and it's even worse underneath, this monster's true face is a nightmare. Mina was actually talking about herself when she mentioned the monster. Soon, the police arrived with their dogs, so Mina and Alex hid in a cave. One of the police dogs entered the cave, but when Mina revealed her terrifying face, the dog got so scared that it ran away. Just like when you see your reflection in the morning and think, nope, not today. The dog wanted no part of that. They decided to spend the night in the cave. While they were there, Alex shared his sad story with Mina. He told her that his eyes were fine until the criminal kidnapped him and cruelly burned and took them out. Feeling a bit closer now, Mina also shared a bit about herself, and soon they both fell asleep. During the night, Mina had a dream, but it was more of a nightmare, showing her the terrible truth of what had happened to her. After her father's death, her mom tried to befriend a man who was cruel and awful. He often misbehaved with Mina, and one day when he tried to force himself on her, she fought back. This angered him so much that he attacked Mina with a sharp weapon, slashing her face several times. Her face was ruined, and she was severely injured. The cruel man even buried her alive. Mina woke up suddenly from the nightmare and went out to find food for Alex. While outside, she spotted 3 men nearby, so she climbed a tree to secretly listen to them. She noticed that one of the men had a phone. These men were searching for the criminal and Alex, hoping to capture them and claim the reward that the police had offered. They were discussing how they could hand them over to the police and make some money. After hearing this, Mina realized that she had to protect Alex. She decided to leave him in the jungle with the men while she tried to lead them away, ensuring Alex's safety. But when the men found Alex, they tried to convince him to come with them. However, Alex didn't trust them and started shouting Mina's name. One of the men mentioned that he had heard the name Mina before. He recalled that it was the name of the girl who had once come to Devil's Den. Hearing this, Alex finally understood that the monster girl everyone feared was actually Mina. Suddenly, Mina appeared, and she attacked one of the men with an axe, killing him instantly. She then fought with a second man, but the fight was intense, and she got injured as well. Despite her injuries, she managed to kill him too. Just like trying to open a pickle jar, it was tough, but she got the job done. The third man, scared out of his mind, quickly took a picture of Mina and ran away. Mina was running after the man who had taken a picture of her, but then a car came speeding down the road and hit him. He died instantly. Mina walked up to the body, took the phone from him and left. She handed the phone to Alex and said, "Here, take this. Call the number you wanted to call so you can go home." Alex dialed the number but hung up before talking. He no longer wanted to leave. He had grown fond of Mina, and both of them had started understanding each other. They had both gone through so much hardship in life. Just like when you spend too much time with someone and suddenly realize you even like their weird habits, Alex felt at home with Mina. Mina then took Alex to a house so that he could eat something. But when she entered, an old woman pointed a gun at her. Before anything could happen, Alex attacked the woman from behind with a knife, killing her. This house belonged to a couple who had come looking for the criminal and Alex, hoping to collect the reward. They had left the old woman behind, who was now dead. Afterward, Mina gave Alex some soup to drink, and as they sat together, they started to feel even closer. Mina began to notice changes in herself, like she was becoming more emotional and even feeling better physically. She tried to drink the soup too, but couldn't because she was used to eating meat. Later, Mina decided to call the number Alex had dialed. It turned out to be Alex's mother, who had been heartbroken since his kidnapping. She cried over the phone. But Mina didn't tell Alex about this call because she knew it would make him sad. She quietly hung up and went to sleep. That night, Mina had another dream, which revealed more of her story. She dreamt of the day she woke up buried in the ground. Somehow, she managed to claw her way out, discovering unknown powers. She went back home and in her rage killed her mother, blaming her for allowing her friend to hurt her. Then she killed her mother's friend too. That was the moment Mina became the monster she was now. Mina suddenly woke up from her dream to find that some people were taking Alex away. She immediately chased after their car, leaping onto it with her incredible powers. The car lost control and flipped over in a crash. The people inside survived but were badly injured. One of the women in the car called the police. Mina, however, didn't harm her. She had changed. Alex, panicking, started calling for his mother, just like a kid calling for their mom after they break something and hope she'll fix it all. Mina calmly told him, "Calm down. Keep quiet. I'm here with you. As long as I'm with you, no one can hurt you. Even if you leave, no one will harm you." Saying this, Mina walked away, leaving Alex alone. She knew the police were coming after the woman's call, and soon enough they arrived. They took Alex with them, and as they drove away, Alex kept shouting Mina's name, calling for her as the car sped off. The next morning, Mina returned to the same empty house. She gathered her things and left. She had made a decision to live a normal life again. We know that she had already started eating vegetables for Alex and had stopped eating meat altogether. She even left her axe in the house, the same weapon she once used to attack people. From this, we can tell that Mina had completely changed. Where she was once a monster, she had now become a kind-hearted girl. Meeting Alex had filled her with love, and it changed her. Just like when you start eating salads because your friend says it's good for you, even though you miss pizza. As Mina walked down the road, a woman saw her, stopped her car, and offered her a ride. Mina got into the car, and that's when we could clearly see her face. It was completely healed. The monster inside her was gone, and she realized that not everyone in the world was bad. She no longer needed to kill innocent people. She understood that the people who had hurt her were already taken care of, and her revenge was complete. So there was no reason for her to harm anyone else anymore. With that, Mina's journey of transformation came to an end. She had finally found peace. And so, the story ends here.